Hi guys, welcome. Dan here from the Magic Junk Drawer. So today I'm going to do a series on the chakra system. People find it fascinating to listen to talks on the chakras. So we're going to go through each one by one. First I'm going to talk about the Nadis. Now it's so interesting because everybody knows this symbol. It's the symbol of the two snakes that are intertwining. And it's the symbol that we use for, like the medical doctors use, or like the prescription. It's those two snakes intertwining. Well, that's the Nadis. And there are a lot of these symbols that we use in our everyday life, and we don't even realize that they date back to yoga or some kind of an ancient goddess. Like I learned from Ashira Star Goddess, I watch her videos a lot, that the symbol for Starbucks is Yamaya, the goddess of the ocean, the sea goddess. I never would have known that, but it's very interesting that we have all of these symbols in our everyday lives and we don't even really know where they came from, but we don't think anything of it when we see it hanging on the doctor's wall. But when someone starts talking about chakras and energy, we just think that they're crazy. Or we're like, oh, that's not true. Well, anyway, so what it is the Ida and the pingala, if I'm pronouncing that right, they intertwine. They start at the base of the spine and they go right up to your third eye chakra. And this is the Kundalini energy. So when they say Kundalini energy rising, it rises from the spine and it comes right up to the third eye. It's energy, and the chakras are energy points. So the Ida and the pingala, as they cross one another up the spine, they hit each one of the 7 major chakras. And what is a chakra? It's an energy wheel. That's what it is, and it spins very fast. So how do you know if one is off? I know it sounds like it's so far out there. Oh my God, I have a chakra off. But everyday things that happen to us can throw the chakras off. For example, I mentioned before I worked for A&P, and I worked for A&P for a million years, and I grew up there. I mean, I was with A&P for so long. It was the longest relationship that had ever been in my life, when you think about it, because my mom died many years ago. My father moved to Florida. I never had a relationship that lasted that long. I mean, I was there forever. Even living, I'd never lived in a house as long as I worked for A&P. A&P was so stable to me that it was the one thing that was stable throughout my life. No matter what was going on, what kind of storm was blowing around, there was always A&P. So when A&P was going out of business, and of course it wasn't done with any kind of grace or tact. It was like, we could be selling your store, you might be bought by someone else, you could have a job, we're not sure, we're not telling you anything. And then there were so many rumors going back and forth that it was just mentally exhausting. So being that A&P was going out of business, now I've always been a long distance runner. Well, at least I've been a long distance runner for at least the last 10 years, maybe longer. But there have been moments in my life, especially in the winter, I hate the cold, where I wouldn't want to go out in the cold. That's changed. Now I'm just like, I make myself go out and do it. But being that, to me, A&P was such a form of stability, it was something that was always there, it was such a constant in my life, that when it was being taken away from me, I didn't realize that at the time. Of course, you don't realize anything while you're going through it. It's always when you look back at it. I started running so much, so many miles, and my speed was picking up, and I was burning through sneakers. I was covering miles a day, and it was like all I wanted to do was run. Why run? Running, the act of pounding the pavement, is very grounding. So with the loss of my job, which was more than just a job because I had been there for so long. I mean, I was there for well more than half my life. It was like a family. It was a security that was more than just money. It was being taken away from me. I needed to replace the grounding. I needed to replace something that was stable, and the act of physically hitting the pavement and putting miles down and going faster, it was stabilizing, and it was stabilizing to my root chakra, which was off because I suffered this trauma, for lack of a better word, of losing my family, for lack of a better word. So even though I didn't realize I was doing it at the time, this is what I was doing. So we're going to go through each one of the chakras, and I can give you different tips that if you're going through something major or catastrophic in your life, you can kind of focus and understand what is happening. So the first one being the root chakra, it's red. It's at the base of your spine. It's your stability. It's your basic survival needs. It's home, money, shelter, food, water. It's basic needs. So you can see that with that being threatened from me, being taken away from me, I felt the need to feel stable, and I felt the need to ground myself, and hitting the pavement. It was also the summertime, and I love the heat, and I love running in the hot weather. It was feeding or helping to balance what had been thrown off in my life. And like I had heard about people losing their jobs before. I even lost a job prior to that. But that job wasn't what A&P was to me. And it wasn't that I loved my job at A&P, because I didn't. It was what the place represented in my life. It was the stability. It was the growing up there. I mean, I worked there before I was even old enough to learn how to drive a car. I was there forever. So having it taken away from me, it was very traumatic at that moment. I mean, still, the store that's there now, hysterical. Not only have I never gone into it, but the people closest to me are like, no, I won't go in there. Yeah, I can't. Like, we've all suffered some trauma. And even some of my old coworkers don't go in there, because it's, when something has been such a part of your life for so long, and then all of a sudden it is just taken away from you, it really threw off my root chakra. Okay, so that totally makes sense. So the root chakra, and you're gonna have to forgive me here with my pronunciation because I don't do so well sometimes with some of these words. The root chakra, the red one, is a Muladhara. So if you've recently suffered from something like a job loss, a divorce, anything, maybe you sold your house and your new house isn't ready yet, and you're kind of in between, and you kind of feel a little insecure, this can throw off your root chakra. So what you can do for the root chakra is you can run your feet through the dirt, connect with the earth. I know it sounds really like crazy, but these are little things that you can do. You can go out for a walk if running isn't your thing, or if it's, bothers your knees. Go out for a run. Yoga is very grounding. Anything where you connect with the dirt and the earth. And especially for someone like me, I have no earth in my chart. In my astrological chart, I have no earth. So for me, it's even more important for me to ground myself, because I can kind of hang out up here, and not be grounded at all. So anything that would throw off your basic survival needs. If there is a reason why you're lacking money, or you lost a job, maybe the holidays you've overspent, anything that threatens your basic needs, water, food, that will throw off your root chakra, and you will feel a little bit unstable. You need to do something to ground yourself. Light a red candle. You can eat red foods. You can wear red clothing. Anything that connects you to that red color and that energy will help with the root chakra. All right, guys, I'm going to make a video for each of the chakras so that it's not just one big long video. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.